Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21. We are just starting season number 2 of the series. We went through opening day last episode. We won that game 2-1. Then we played a second game, the first of 3 against the Yankees. We won that one 13-8, a very interesting game. Our lineup completely exploded. We had 18 hits. We had like 6 or 7 home runs. Ryan Mountcastle hit for the cycle. But the next day we scored 0, and then the day after that we scored 10. There's really no consistency with our offense, but the offense is not the reason why we are 5-8. The offense has actually been fairly good for the most part. As we look at the numbers, we have a lot of guys playing well. Trey Mancini's hitting the ball really well so far. Aquino's hitting .371. Ryan Mountcastle's been incredible. Adley Rutschman's been great. 5 of our core everyday guys are hitting over 300. And overall, the lineup has been quite good. As we look at statistics, comparing ourselves to the other major league teams, we're second in the MLB in batting average. We're 4th in the MLB in runs. We're first in hits by a fairly wide margin. We're first in doubles as well. We are also fairly high in home runs, tied for 11th, which is not bad at all. RBIs, we are tied for 5th. So you get the point. The lineup has been really good, but the pitching is why we're under 500. The rotation hasn't even been that bad. Rodriguez, Means, and O'Sullivan are all doing really well. Fulmer and DeSclafani have struggled, but the main issue is the bullpen. Other than Reynaldo Lopez and Travis Lakins, the bullpen's really not doing well. Specifically, all of the new guys, Colin Poche, Alex Reyes, Wander Sueros, or Anthony Dominguez, they have all been really bad. And as we look at our pitching stats compared to the other major league teams, we are dead last in ERA. We have 0 shutouts, which only 13 teams have. We have 1 save, which is tied for last. Runs allowed, dead last. Earned runs allowed, second to last, only behind the Rockies. Home runs allowed, we're towards the bottom, tied for 26th. And because of that, we have the tied for 23rd best winning percentage in the majors, even though our lineup has been one of the best. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. So, I know I shouldn't be overreacting. We're only 13 games into the year, but we made so many changes to the pitching staff, and just like last year, it is still terrible. We're going to simulate our next 6 games, 4 at home against Minnesota, 2 at home against Tampa Bay. I wanted to simulate to this Oakland A's series. And in that 6-game stretch, we really did not do all that well. We lost the first 3 against Minnesota. Then we won game 4, and then we split against the Rays. So we are now 7-12. I am making a change to the pitching rotation. Reynaldo Lopez will be replacing Anthony DeSclafani. I wasn't sure who I would replace Lopez with, and DeSclafani is starting to do worse than Fulmer. Michael Fulmer is picking it up a little bit, and DeSclafani is still struggling. So we're going to look at Reynaldo Lopez's first start of the year. He's done very well as the long reliever. He has earned his way back into the rotation, taking on the Oakland Athletics, who have been pretty good so far this season. Our Orioles currently 7-12, trying to get back on the win column. Baltimore mixing up the lineup card. Anthony Santander is hitting leadoff, which is certainly something different. So here's a look at Reynaldo Lopez. He struggled last year after being acquired by the White Sox, but so far this year he's done well, and hopefully he can keep that momentum going in his first start of the 2022 season. Let's go top of the first inning. 1 away for the center fielder, Ramon Laureano, who hits that one pretty nice, high and deep into right center field, and that one will go over the fence. His second home run of the year, and the Oakland A's get off to a quick 1-0 lead. Not quite the start that Reynaldo Lopez wanted in his first start of the year, and the A's quickly get on the board. Here's the third baseman, Matt Chapman, who I believe is an impending free agent this offseason. He will go down on the slider, so Lopez is able to rejuvenate himself after allowing the home run. Paul Blackburn starting today for the A's. He's had a really good year so far, 1.93 ERA, .93 whip. He doesn't throw super hard, but he's been really good, and he gets the job done. Aristides Aquino hits that ball super high, pretty deep in the left field. It looked like it was going to go over the fence, but it just stopped going forward, and then it just stormed down, and it will be caught for an out. So Aquino gets really unlucky. It's almost like the wind just pushed it back into the field of play. Top of the third now, Starling Marte with a really tough grab. The A's lineup has not gotten a whole lot going other than the home run by this gentleman, Ramon Laureano, who does not get that one over the fence. Instead, Reynaldo Lopez makes a great play to get the out, and Lopez has to be feeling himself 2 strong innings, but so far the lineup has not done a whole lot for the O's. Nice play at the hot corner by Matt Chapman, getting the rocket hit off the bat of the rookie second baseman Jalen Miller. Bottom of the fourth now, Ryan Mountcastle chops that one. Allen makes the play, and Paul Blackburn has only allowed one base runner through 4 innings. He has been really impressive so far for the A's. Top of the fifth, Oakland trying to extend their lead, and it looks like they will here as the catcher Austin Allen will go deep into right center, pretty much the exact same spot that Laureano's home run went into. And Oakland will take a 2-0 lead. The A's offense has really done nothing since that first home run, but now they get back on the scoreboard. Look at that play by Andrelton Simmons behind the back, turning the double play. Oh my goodness, we have to see that replay again. Holy smokes! Andrelton Simmons is a gold glove level defender, and he showed it there. Speaking of Simmons, here he is in the bottom of the fifth, draws a walk. Wow, the Orioles actually have a base runner. Would you look at that? Will they capitalize off the base runner? That's the question, as it is the rookie Jalen Miller, the 1-2 pitch, and he will hit that one high over into shallow left field, and it will be caught to end the inning. Still no runs, only 1 hit, and only 2 base runners the entire game so far for the Orioles as we go to the 6th inning. Alex Reyes, the long reliever, will enter. Reyes has not been good this year, to put it lightly. He is an ERA in the 12s, and his day would not start off great as Laureano hits that one deep. If it's fair, it's gone, and it goes off the foul pole. Ramon Laureano with his 3rd home run of the season, 2nd of the game, and the Oakland A's will take a 3-0 lead. All 3 of their runs have come on solo shots. Let's move to the 7th inning now. Reyes is still in the ball game as Seth Brown draws a walk. That'll bring up the catcher Austin Allen, who hit the home run earlier in the game. He weakly dribbles this one. Rutschman tries to go to second. Brown is safe. Allen is safe at first. So a bad decision there by Adley Rutschman to try to throw a runner out at second. And now there are 2 runners on. That'll bring up Kyle Garlick, who goes down on the changeup. A big strikeout for Reyes. And then the following batter would line out to second. Nice play by Jalen Miller. So a pretty rocky start to the 7th inning for the Orioles, but they do not allow any runs, and that'll end Alex Reyes' day. Bottom of the 7th inning, Baltimore finally trying to get on the scoreboard, and they will. Solo blast for Ryan Mountcastle, and the shutout is no more. Mountcastle with his 4th home run of the season. He has a lot to prove this year after having a down 2021. And so far, so good. Mountcastle's been probably the best hitter on the team thus far, and he has certainly proved his worth. Here is Aristides Aquino now, completely gets fooled by the outside curveball. That's only Paul Blackburn's 2nd strikeout. He does not win by striking batters out. The Orioles have put a lot of balls in play, but they only have 3 hits. Top of the 8th inning now, Travis Lakins will enter. Lakins was the only good reliever on last year's team, and so far this year, same can be said. He's been the only good one. Joey Wendell will strike out, and Lakins would go through the top of the 8th inning fairly easily. Yusmeiro Petit will enter in the bottom of the 8th inning as the Orioles make a substitution with 2 outs. Santiago Rivera will enter. Rivera's currently hitting 176, but hey, it looks like his average is going to get higher as he gets that one into left center field for a double. So Rivera slides safe. The tying run is now up to bat. A major opportunity here for Anthony Santander, who hasn't really done anything today. And that one's going to roll by the catcher, Allen. Rivera advances to 3rd, and now Baltimore has that runner 90 feet away from home. Here is the following pitch, a 2-2 for Santander. Weekly grounds this one to 2nd. Joey Wendell will throw it to 1st, and Baltimore is unable to drive a run across. So that'll do it through 8 innings. Oakland leads 3-1. And we'll see if the A's can finish this one out strong in the 9th inning. Wander Suero will enter for Baltimore. Suero's had a rocky start to the year. He has pitched a little bit better the past week or so. As his first batter, Matt Olson, will go down looking. Austin Allen now up with 2 outs. Weekly flies this one in to left. The play will easily be made by Aristides Aquino. And the Orioles get through that inning 1-2-3. But now it's time to see if the lineup can finally show up here in the bottom of the 9th. Or the A's can close out the victory. J.B. Wendelken will come in for the save. 5 save opportunities this year. He's been a perfect 5 for 5. 1 out here for Trey Mancini. The 3-2 got him looking on the slurve. High and inside. A great pitch by Wendelken. 2 away for Ryan Mountcastle at the home run earlier. He hits this one solidly into right, but Stephen Piscotty will grab it. And the Oakland A's win it. Final score 3-1. Not a lot of offense in this game. The A's only got 5 hits. All 3 of their runs were off of solo shots, 2 for Laureano, 1 for Allen. The Orioles lineup was even worse. Their only run came off a solo home run by Ryan Mountcastle, and Baltimore was only able to collect 3 hits, despite not taking on an overpowering pitcher in Paul Blackburn, who only struck out 2 batters, but he did an outstanding job in this game to give Oakland the win. Baltimore falls to 7-13, and the rough month of April continues for the Orioles. Even the lineup was poor today. Our pitching was actually pretty good. I think Reynaldo Lopez was good, but bullpen did a fine job as well. But the lineup is the one who lost us that game. So we're going to simulate our next 5 games, 3 against Oakland, 2 in Miami, and we actually did not do too bad. So we won 2 of 3 against Oakland, and then we split Miami. So not too bad there. We have a 4-game set in Seattle. I wanted to play this second game. I wanted to use John Means because I haven't used him yet. And we won the first game of the Mariners series. Eduardo Rodriguez with the win in that game, 6-1. Rodriguez has been really good for us this season. So has John Means. So even though the pitching's been inconsistent, the top 2 guys in the rotation have both looked like all-stars. The Orioles 11-15 early here in the month of May, taking on the 8-18 Seattle Mariners, who have been really bad so far this season. Their lone good player, for the most part, Kyle Lewis, is not in the lineup today, as you'll see, for whatever reason. Yet J.P. Crawford, who's really bad against lefties, is hitting third, which is kind of odd. But, oh well, you do you, MLB The Show. On the mound for Seattle is the veteran James Paxton, and in his 6th start of the year, he's currently 1-1, 3.9 ERA, 28 strikeouts, and 27 2/3 innings. As the first batter, Jalen Miller, will draw the walk. Good start for Miller, a pretty long at bat there. That'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle now with 1 out. Mountcastle still hitting really well, his average is at .341 as he draws a walk. So the Orioles with 2 early base runners. That'll bring up Starling Marte with 2 away. Marte has continued his slow start to the year, but he belts this one. No doubt about it. 3-run blast for Starling Marte. His first home run as an Oriole, and Baltimore gets off to a quick 3-0 lead. Marte drove in 2 runs in the entire month of April, and here in May, we're only in like the 5th game of the month. He already has driven in 6, including 3 off of that one. We got to look at this beauty again. Just absolutely crushed that one. Even though Marte's been a little bit disappointing so far at the Orioles, it's good to see him really playing well the past week or so. Following batter, Adley Rutschman, who's also still hitting the ball well. His average currently at .308, and he's hitting for really good power this year. He already has 4 home runs, I think, after only having 6 home runs in 78 games last year, as he gets a double there, his 7th of the year. Baltimore with a runner in scoring position for Anthony Santander, who has cooled off after a pretty hot start to the year. He singles that one into center. Rutschman will score, and the Orioles with a 4 spot here in the bottom of the first inning. Baltimore is looking dominant offensively right now, and the previous game we saw against the A's, Baltimore only had 3 hits that entire game, and they already have 3 here. Andrelton Simmons now, the bomb, deep into left field, back at the track at the wall, and that one is robbed! Andrelton Simmons had that one gone, but the Mariners rob it. Matt Vierling leaps up. That one was definitely over the fence had he not caught that one. Oh my goodness, what a play, but still a great inning for the Orioles. They do score 4. So here's John Means, who's been fantastic this year. 3-0, 1.99 ERA. His whip is like 0.6, I think. As here is the center fielder, Jake Fraley, going for the drag bunt, and it works perfectly. The Mariners with an early base runner, as that will bring up the left fielder, Vierling, who robbed the Andrelton Simmons home run earlier, but Simmons gets revenge as the Orioles return the 6-4-3 double play. Good defense there from the infield. Bottom of the second inning now, still 4-0. Dylan Moore up at the plate for the Mariners, and he launches that one deep in the left center. No doubt about it, a solo shot for Moore. And Seattle now gets on the scoreboard his 4th home run of the season, and the Orioles' lead is cut slightly as it is now 4-1. Top of the 3rd inning for Ryan Mountcastle. He scored in the last inning off a walk. Looks like he might score again if this one has the distance, and it does. Solo home run for Ryan Mountcastle, his 5th of the year. The power hasn't fully been there. I mean, 5 home runs for the first month and a half is pretty good. But we've hit 3 home runs with him in game. He only has 2 home runs in the sim, which is pretty remarkable. Bottom 3, Tom Murphy's just a window shopper because he's just looking. Nice strikeout for Means, his first of the game. Means has not been a strikeout artist this year, but he's won in other ways. Here's Matt Vierling, singles this one into center. Jake Fraley advances to third. Seattle's offense has not looked bad at all today. They've gotten plenty of base runners so far in this game. They just haven't been able to score them. Evan White singles into center. Fraley will score. And the Mariners are back on the scoreboard as it is now 5-2. And John Means is not looking great so far today. Dylan Moore now up. He goes down looking on the outside curveball. A great pitch by Means to end the inning. But the Mariners did get a couple base runners. They do get a run courteous of a Evan White RBI single. As we go to the fourth inning now, 1 on, 1 out for Santiago Rivera, who singles this one into center. And Baltimore's offense is cruising at the moment. The Orioles are really hitting the ball well, not only for contact, but also for power. Jalen Miller now rips this one into the left center gap. It will drop for a hit. The Oriole base runners thought that one had a chance of being caught, but it does not. And the bases are now loaded with 1 out. The Mariners are going to make a pitching change as James Paxton is subbed out of the game, and Yusei Kikuchi will enter. Kikuchi has not been great this year. I'm surprised they kept a lefty in because Willie Calhoun, who's next up, is great against lefties. Calhoun hits this one into center field. It is caught by Fraley, but the runner will tag up from third, and Baltimore is back on the scoreboard. That's Andrelton Simmons sliding home, as it is now 6-2. So the Orioles do add on another run off of the sac fly. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, a nice shot here into left field, and that one scrapes over the wall. A solo home run for Jake Shiner, his third of the year. And the shaky performance for John Means continues. As good as he's been, he has not been great today. Top of the fifth inning for Starling Marte. He had the 3-run homer earlier in the game. This one will stay in the ballpark, but it looks like it will go for an infield single as the third baseman is unable to field that cleanly. Baltimore starting the inning with 2 runners on. They've been doing a great job at continuously getting runners on base. Anthony Santander with 1 away. Weekly hits this one into center, and it will drop for a hit. So I tried to send the 1 runner home. I have no clue why he went back to third. I'd never press send back. I pressed the send all button to have the 1 runner go to third and the other go home. So I really have no clue why the 1 guy ran back. But, oh well, again, MLB The Show logic. But the Orioles will not be left off the scoreboard this inning as Andrelton Simmons will get the RBI double. It should be 8-3, but it's only 7-3. I know that sounds nitpicky, but whatever. Santiago Rivera now up. 3-2 count, 2 outs, runner on scoring position, and he's going to keep the inning alive, singling this one into right. Santander scores. Simmons will stay at third, and it is now 8-3 as Baltimore's offense is continuing to really do well. That'll bring up Jalen Miller, who has had a solid day. He's reached base twice so far in this game, and Miller crushes this one into left field. Does it head the distance? It sure does. A 3-run shot for Miller, his first major league home run. And the Orioles will now make it 11-3. Baltimore has put up, 5 runs in this inning? A great first home run for Jalen Miller, who has pop in his bat. He just has not gotten anything to go over the fence. Jalen Miller's a really well-rounded player. He has good contact, power, defense, arm strength, speed. He's technically a 5-tool player, but he just strikes out too much. That's really the only problem with his game. Miller receiving the silent treatment in the bench. Now everybody's going to congratulate him. Quite the moment for Jalen Miller. Hopefully he gets that baseball back as well. And the Mariners will sub Yusei Kikuchi out of the game after that home run, as Aaron Fletcher, another lefty, will now enter. I'm surprised the Mariners keep putting lefties in the game. Willie Calhoun is up, the 3-1, and Calhoun will rip this one. Nice defensive play by the third baseman to get out of the inning, but Baltimore scores 5, including 3 off of a Jalen Miller bomb. Of course, the first home run of his major league career. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning now as J.P. Crawford rips this one into right center field. That one looks like it's going to go for extra bases. The throw to Mancini to second is in time. Part-time ball player, full-time sniper. Nice throw by Mancini. Score remains 11-3 after 5. Curious to see if the Orioles will keep John Means in for the 6th inning. As Starling Marte with 2 outs hits that one high, but not deep enough. A nice 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Fletcher. The Oriole offense finally chooses not to explode. and the score will remain 11-3. The Orioles will keep John Means in the game. A very interesting decision. He is starting to get tired, as Dylan Moore will rip this one into left field for a base hit. The runner from first will stay at second, so the Mariners start the inning off with 2 runners on, and that will likely end the day for John Means, and it does, as the manager, Carlos Feebles, will come out and make the substitution. John Means was not great today. 5 innings, has allowed 3 earned runs. Possibly could be more if these guys do score. And Colin Poche will enter. Poche has rebounded after a slow start to the year. He has definitely improved as this season has gone along. Bases are loaded. Nobody out for Jake Shiner. He goes down looking. A big strikeout for the Orioles. 2 away now for Tom Murphy, who will fly this one out into left. So the Mariners had bases loaded with nobody out, and they were unable to score anybody. When you have that type of situation, you have to score at least 2, right? And the Mariners couldn't even drive 1 across. Great work in that inning from Poche as we go to the 7th inning. 1 on, 1 out for Andrelton Simmons, who has 2 base hits today. Should have 3 had it not been for the robbed home run. As the Mariners, with a great defensive play, 6-4-3, they turn 2. As we go to the top of the 8th inning now, Jeremy Jeffress is going to be in the game for Seattle. His first batter is Santiago Rivera. Rivera hits this one pretty nicely in a left field, and this one will go off the wall for extra bases. Santiago Rivera goes 3 for 4 today. His average has really improved a lot throughout the season, kind of like last year. He really started slow last year after being signed, and he improved a lot. At the start of today's episode, he was hitting like 176. Now he's hitting 250. And then Jalen Miller, the following batter, rips this one into left field. 2-run shot for Miller. His second home run of the game, and the Orioles make it 13-3. Jalen Miller did not have a home run in his entire Major League career going into this game, and on back-to-back at-bats, he goes deep. Really good to see Jalen Miller playing well. He's had a really solid season. I've been quite impressed with him. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Orioles are going to bring Anthony DeSclafani in. They just want to have one more pitcher, just have him lay down the lumber on these final few batters, but it looks like he is having trouble as Dylan Moore hits a home run, his second of the game, and Seattle cuts the lead down to 9. Moore with his 5th home run of the season. He has not played all that well this year, but he's played well today. Shed Lawn now with 2 on and nobody out, rips a single, so the bases are loaded. DeSclafani's first 4 batters reach, and the Orioles will take him out of the game after that. Baltimore just wanted him to be steady and reliable for the final 2 innings. He did not end up recording an out. Alex Reyes will now enter. Reyes has still been pretty poor this year, as with 1 out, Fairley rips this one to first. Mountcastle tries to throw home, not in time. He does get the out at first, however, so it is now 13-5. Let's go to the bottom of the 9th inning now. Reyes is still in, as Dylan Moore will hit this one into left with 2 outs. And it will be caught by Cedric Mullins, who subbed into the game for Santander. The Orioles subbed in a lot of players as the game went along. So a nice 13-5 victory. Not the best performance from John Means, but the lineup exploded. We've had no consistency with our bats, but at least we know that they're capable of games like this. 17 hits, 13 runs, 2 blasts for Jalen Miller, who reached base 4 times, drove in 5 runs. Mountcastle also had a home run for us, along with Starling Marte, who had hit one of his best games. John Means did not do all that well, but he gets the win. The Mariners hit the ball really well. They had 15 hits, but they were just unable to drive anybody across. Normally, 15 hits and 5 runs would be enough to win you a game, but in today's instance, Seattle not only lost, but they lost by 8. Their pitching was just an utter disaster. Paxton didn't do well. Really, nobody did well for the most part. So we're going to simulate the final 2 games of this Mariners series, and we win them both. 8-2 and 4-0. So we're now only 1 game under 500. We've won 5 in a row, and we sweep the Mariners in Seattle. I get that Seattle's not a good team, but that does feel good. Next episode, we're going to be covering some minor league action, the AA opening day. We're also going to look at AAA, who's been pretty solid this year. We're going to get to look at a lot of really good prospects. I'm excited to see the 2020 draft picks. Of course, most notably, our first rounder, Louis St. John, who actually I had playing in AAA for the past month. I just wanted to get him some experience. He didn't do all that well. He hit about 220, but he's going to be in AA for most of this year. Really curious to see how he does. Hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And as always, have a good one. I'm out. Peace.